Hello to you all, math is easy for us. Our number today is item 2 2025 UCE Mathematics. It says that Jalia is a farmer with the two sections, but she employed a manager to help her on her farm. The manager informed her that is having workers in the goods section and in the cattle section. So we are going to facilitate the number of workers in the goods section to be Y and the number of workers in the cattle section to be X. Then, according to the records, the manager is informing us that each worker in the cattle section is taking care upon 50 cows, 50 heads of cows, and each worker in the goods section is taking care of 30 goats. But the total number of animals in the farm, it is 310. So that's why we are creating such equation. Then, they also inform us that each worker in the cattle section is earning 150,000 shillings per month, and the one in the cattle section is earning 100,000 shillings per month. But in total, they spend 950,000 as the total expenditure. So, the first task, they want us to help Jalia to formulate the equations that he can use to determine the number of workers that is employing, such that maybe his manager can't steal her. So they want us to determine the number of workers in each section of the farm. But first, to generate the equations. So I'm going to generate these equations, but you need to simplify them to the simplest form. To simplify them, it is easy. I'm going to just divide this first equation by 10 to reduce it. If I divide by 10, I get 5x plus 3y is equal to 31. If I divide through by 10. Then this one, here there are 4 zeros, even here 4 zeros, even here 4 zeros, which means I can divide it through by 10,000. If I divide through by 10,000, I get 15x plus 10y equals to 90. Equals 95. So this is my equation 1. This is my equation 2. So to get the number of workers that are working in each section, I'm going to just solve these two simultaneous equations. I'm going to just solve these two simultaneous equations. I'm going to use a elimination method. This is a 5, this is a 15. I can multiply the first equation by 3. So I'm going to get 3 times equation 1 minus equation 2. Multiply 3 throughout here. Let us multiply it together. It becomes 15x plus 3 times 3, you get 9. Y equals to 31 times 3, you get 93. The second equation remains the same. It is 15x plus 10y is equal to 95. Then I subtract the two equations. 15 minus 15, the answer is 0. All of you witness that. Then 9 minus 10, I get negative y. Then here, 93 minus 95, I get negative 2. Don't worry with this, negative is going to cancel with this one. So here I just divide by negative 1 by negative 1. And I get y as a 2. So which means there are only 2 workers who are working in the goat section. Then to get the value of x, I'm going to just substitute this y in one of the two equations that I'm having here to get the value of x. First of all, let me substitute this 2 in the first equation. I get 5x plus 3 into 2 equals to 31, which means 5x equals to 25. Because 3 times 2 is a 6. And once 6 crosses the border, it becomes a negative. 31 minus 6 is 95. I divide by 5 on both sides. And I finally get x as 5. So which means there are only 5 workers in the cattle section and there are 2 workers in the goat section. Item 1 is done. Item 2, they want us to help Jalia to come up with the equations that he can use to determine the amount of money that he used to receive per liter of milk. Because they are telling us that her manager also gave her these records. That in the first month, they sold 100 liters of milk. which costed 150,000. This is the second month, this is the third month. In the first item, we use the knowledge of simultaneous equation, but here we are going to employ the knowledge of equation of a straight line. Reason being, we are having two items. The first item is all about liters of milk, and the second item is all about the amount of this liter. Here, we had three items whereby we had the goats, we had the cattle, and the total of these two items. That's why we use simultaneous equations. But here we are having two items. It is all about milk and payments. So I'm going to employ the knowledge of equation of a straight line. How does it state? It just states that y equals to mx plus c. So I'm going to let y. We are going to let y to be this amount, then x to be the liters of milk. But we need to write it as y in an exam. So I'm going to start substituting 15. Sorry, it is 150,000 is equal to my m. I don't know m, but x according to 150, x is 100. It is 100 m plus x. So this is equation 1. Then equation 2, my y is 120,000. Is 120,000 is equal to 80x plus c. This is equation 2. This was equation 1, sorry. Then equation 3, my y is 180. 180,000 is equal to 120, which is x. 120 x. This is m. Even this is m. We need to be focused. This is equation 3. So I'm going to solve these equations, but since I'm solving for two unknowns, I just need two equations. So I'm going to employ equation 1 and equation 2. You can employ one of the equations that you feel it is good for you. So I'm going to use this equation and this one, the first two, to solve for value of m and the value of c. So since c, the coefficient here is 1, even here the coefficient is 1. There is no need of multiplying times any constant as we did here to first multiply times a thing. So here I'm just going to subtract equation 1 minus equation 2. Let us subtract together. This is 150 minus 120. The answer is what? The answer is 30,000 is equal to 100 minus 80. You get 20m. Then c minus c is a 0. So to get m, I'm going to divide by 20 by 20. But during exams, this cancelling is not allowed for you to be smart in your work. So if I divide 30,000 divided by 20, I get 1,500 equals to m. They asked us to find the constant wholesale price of each liter of milk. This is the constant wholesale price that Galia used to sell her liter of milk per liter. This is the constant wholesale price. Then the equation that he uses to determine the amount of money for all liters. We are going to substitute this m in one of these two equations. So first get the value of c. How? Let us substitute in equation 1. I get 15,000 equals 100 into m, which is 1500 plus c. This one here, it is 150,000, which means if this constant crosses the border, I'm going to get a 0 equals c. So which means my constant is a c. It implies that y is going to be equal to 1,500 x plus 0. So simply this is the equation that Galia uses to determine all of these amounts of money that she received after selling these respective liters of milk. So they want us to calculate the amount of money she is likely to receive from the milk next month. Remember, the manager informed us that next month sales, the expectation is to sell 135 liters at wholesale price. This is our wholesale price that we have already determined. So we are going to just substitute the amount of liters of milk that they are expecting to produce next month. It is 135. So I'm going to just get y being equal to 1,500 times 135. If you place your calculator, what is the answer? The answer is 2025. The year that we are in, which means the answer was obvious. 2025 then plus these two zeros, which is 202,500. But you need to include the units. They use the units that as shillings. So even I need to include shillings. So Jaja is expecting to earn 202,500 shillings from the next month he sells, which is 135 liters of milk. This was our part A. This is part A. Then this was part B, Roman number 1. This is Roman number 2. But you don't forget to conclude. Thank you for watching.